Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the New York session. I hope you're all doing well. Okay, so let's go through as usual. Starting with the dollar index. But before we do, just to bring your attention, we do have unemployment rate announcement on CAD at 1:30, and then we have non-farm employment change, which is NFP, also coming at 1:30. So within the next 21 minutes we might have some significant move in price, which can affect what price has done throughout the week. Okay, so looking at the dollar index, is either they send it up aggressively or they can bring it down. So I want you to be careful. If you have any trade ongoing, you're gonna either close it or move your stop loss to break even, or take partial and move your stop loss to break even. Okay, so yeah, now with the news, I think what might end up happening is maybe manipulation to the downside and then a continuation to the upside. I'm not expecting them to totally reverse. That is not what I'm expecting. From the weekly perspective, we still have a little bit move, which is up here, to go. So if in case we even drop, I'll be expecting them to go back up. That's my expectation, but don't use my expectation as a reason not to close your trade or take partial or put your stop loss to break even. The news is 50-50. It can go anywhere. Now euro, I think my trade is almost getting to the TP. So with basically what I just said, I bring stop loss to break even or partial. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it right here. So in case anything happens, right, I've secured something, and then since I'm expecting a continuation to the downside, I will move the target to attack that low, this one. Okay, so that's basically what, if you do have a trade on, that is what you do with the euro. Same thing with the British pound. We've actually attacked this low here, but the next one is going to be the previous week low. So if you did take any trade on it, take partial, put stop loss to break even, or do what I just did. I think British pound can also go for the previous week low. They do have this up candle right here, meaning we did have an auto block in London, so maybe they can use that to quickly send price down for the previous week low. And for some reason I'm expecting some big candle to form. Now it doesn't matter if it's up or down. I'm just expecting a big candle to form. So if it's down, good to go. If it's up, we reassess and then we continue going. So with the British pound, make sure you've taken partial and your stop loss is at break even. For today, I would recommend taking extra trade. Maybe after the news, if, for example, if they go up and then reject and start going down, maybe you can consider a trade idea. But if it goes straight down, then definitely just leave it alone. Okay. Euro pound. So yesterday, I spoke about two levels, this one and that one, that they can use any of that to send price up again. They actually came to that and rejected. So far so good. I think, let me move this one. It's working. Only problem is today is Friday, and if we can completely change the narrative, it doesn't matter anyway, because it's Friday, and we might get maybe, I don't know, some surprise move back up again. The good thing is we have a fair value gap on the daily, so even if it comes down again inside the daily gap, that is where the New York gap is, so they might dip into that one and then reject and go back up. So keep an eye on that for this New York session. Gold eventually came to that level, one that I spoke about, that is where I would prefer they come to before going down, right? And then we've had a rejection, a quick rejection. The NFP can change everything. It can change everything on this, but I'm still looking for it to reject. Okay, so I'm not saying go and sell it because it'll be risky, but if I was to do anything right now, that's what I'll do. So maybe on a demo account, you can practice with it and say, okay, don't go and use a live account, and then maybe, if it doesn't go according to what I'm saying, you don't feel any what's the word? The word is not regret. You don't feel like you should have known. Okay, so if it's a demo, if it goes your way, you learn something. If it doesn't, you learn something. Okay, so if it's a demo, that's fine. Then look, see if they will reject price. That will teach you something about price action, right? Because this is the range, they've pulled back, and then it rejects and goes down. Regardless of the news, price will be price. So that is what basically you do with the idea. Crude oil, we had a quick rejection. Now, like I said, keep an eye on the news on Venezuela, because that is going to drive narrative on crude oil. Okay, that is going to drive what crude oil meant to be doing in the grand scheme of things going forward, which, like I said, I'm anticipating them to go up. So I will not be surprised with any up movement, and any down movement to me will be manipulation. So again, I'm not surprised with this big movement to the upside yesterday. We could have another one today and then go and break this. Now on the weekly, if we can, even if not this week, but next week, if we can go and break it, that is still gonna be good. So this week just needs to give an up candle close above the previous week, and then next week will basically break it. If we can have that on the weekly, that would be awesome, and that is what I am anticipating. Okay, now let me draw this fair value gap over here. This will, if we go up through that, this will eventually become an inverted fair value gap. Okay, so there's a lot of things in here that is quote unquote predicting what price can do based on the time of the year that we are in. Okay, it's a very good price action to have in January. A fair value gap that has taken out a low and then we are rejecting, that can become an inverted fair value gap. We just need to break it and then that gets activated. Okay, so patient with crude oil. Okay, yes, another good one. Yesterday I was anticipating them to trade to this level, and then you can look forward for a move to the downside. It did trade there, but obviously the time of the day it got there wasn't great, hence price couldn't do much. So today we are getting there, but we are getting there at the time of the day where there is news event, which is NFP. So anything can happen, so just be mindful. But if we get maybe something like this, then you can start looking to sell it to go and attack that low. Right, so maybe the first 15 or 30 minutes of the news event, just observe and see what happens. If we get the immediate close rejection, then definitely look to a trade idea to go and attack this equal